Not all control looks like domination. Some control arrives with soup. Some control checks in 3 times a day. Some control says, I am only trying to help. That is why this pattern is so hard to see. It wears the costume of kindness. It looks responsible, thoughtful, even loving. But underneath the helping, there may be a secret contract. If I keep you okay, you will not leave. If I solve your problems, you will need me. If I manage the emotional weather, I will not have to feel powerless. This is control disguised as care. By the end of this video, you will understand how helping can become a shadow strategy. You will see the difference between genuine care and anxious management. You will understand why some people feel safest when others are dependent on them. And you will learn a practice for offering support without taking over someone else's life. This is not an attack on kindness. Real care is sacred. But care that cannot tolerate another person's freedom is not care anymore. It is fear with good manners. Imagine someone you love is struggling. They are making a decision you would not make. You can see the consequences. You can see the better path. So you step in. You offer advice. Then more advice. Then reminders. Then questions that are not really questions. Did you call them yet? Are you sure that is wise? Have you thought about what might happen? At first, it feels loving. You are being useful. You are protecting them. But soon your body is tense. Their choices feel personal. Their mistakes feel like threats. If they do not take your advice, you feel dismissed. Maybe even betrayed. A quiet resentment begins. After everything I do, they still will not listen. Now pause. Is this still care? Or has their life become the place where you are trying to regulate your own fear? The helper mask often begins in families where love was tied to usefulness. Maybe you were praised for being mature, easy, responsible, emotionally aware. Maybe you learned to read the room before anyone asked you to. Maybe a parent's mood shaped the whole house, so you became skilled at preventing storms. You learned that safety came from management. If everyone else was okay, maybe you could be okay. That skill may have made you perceptive. It may have made you generous. It may have helped you survive. But later, the same skill can become a cage. You do not simply care. You monitor. You anticipate. You intervene. You quietly believe that if something goes wrong for someone close to you, it means you failed. This is where care becomes control. Genuine care respects the other person's agency. Shadow care needs a specific outcome in order to feel safe. Genuine care can offer and release. Shadow care offers and then grips. Genuine care says, I am here with you. Shadow care says, I need you to do this my way so my nervous system can calm down. The tragedy is that this pattern often exhausts the person doing it and suffocates the person receiving it. Everyone feels trapped, but no one wants to name the trap because it looks so much like love. There is another layer too. The helper often becomes angry at the very dependency they helped create. You step in, carry too much, prevent consequences, and then resent the other person for not standing on their own. This resentment is information. It is the part of you that knows the arrangement is not clean. It is the part that wants freedom, but has learned to call freedom selfish. Here is the part that cuts deep. Sometimes helping is how you avoid the terror of being ordinary in someone's life. If you are not needed, you fear you will not be chosen. That fear is the wound beneath the pattern. The helper shadow believes love must be earned through usefulness. It does not trust presence. It does not trust being wanted without performing. So it creates dependency, then calls the dependency intimacy. Integration begins with a painful question. Am I helping because I was asked, or because I am anxious? Another question. If this person does not take my advice, can I still stay connected without punishing them? And another. Do I want to support their freedom, or do I want relief from my fear? The practice is the pause before rescue. When you feel the urge to step in, stop and ask permission in a clean way. Say, do you want support, advice, or space? Then believe the answer. If they want space, give space. If they want support, support without steering. If they want advice, offer it once without turning it into a campaign. This will feel uncomfortable. Your body may interpret non-interference as abandonment. That is the old wiring. Breathe through it. Let another person have their path. Let them learn. Let them be separate from you, without making their separateness mean rejection. For today, choose one person whose life you tend to manage. Write down what you are afraid would happen if you stopped managing them. Then write this sentence: I can love you without controlling your outcome. Read it slowly. Notice what part of you resists it. That resistance is where the work begins. If the resistance says, but they will fall apart, listen carefully. Maybe they will struggle. Maybe they will make a choice you would not make. Maybe they will discover strength they never needed while you were carrying everything. Your job is not to manufacture consequences or withhold love. Your job is to stop confusing love with emotional overfunctioning. Let support become an offering again, not a system of control. Control disguised as care is painful because it is built from something real. You do love. You do notice. You do want to help. But love mixed with fear becomes a leash. And eventually, the other person feels the leash, even if you tied it with beautiful words. The deeper invitation is to become someone who can care without gripping. Someone who can support without swallowing. Someone who can be present without turning another person's life into your assignment. That is not less love. That is cleaner love. In the next episode, we look at the wound behind people-pleasing and why being easy to love can become a form of self-erasure. Subscribe so you do not miss it. And if this pattern strung a little, that does not mean you are bad. It means the mask cracked enough for truth to get in.